This week on the Jock and Nerd Podcast, we review Predator: Killer of Killers, plus new trailers for Superman, The Naked Gun, DCU Updates from James Gunn, Spaceballs 2 is happening, and more, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Monday, June 16th, 2025.
This is Norm MacDonald, and you're listening to the, hang on, I got it here. It says, the Jock and Nerd Podcast, known for their series of gay erotica found on Amazon, No? That's not that? Oh. Well, I fucked that up, I guess.
Check. Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up. Jock it, we nerd it. We funny, disturb it. We jock it, we nerd it. We spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, what's up, listener? How's it going? Thank you for pressing play, and welcome to the Jock and Nerd Podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero, TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's the nerd.
And joining us is a fellow you can hire. He provides a great service. He will go out on a date with your date before you, so that he can tell you about any red flags. That's right. It's the predator. But we call him Rug Boy.
That's a great idea for a business.
You know what? I think it is. Can you imagine a service where you're like, yeah, we could go out to dinner.
Yeah, there's no pressure.
But however, I'm going to need you to jump on the Zoom call with a puppet real quick, and then we'll go from there.
I got a lot of questions I got to ask.
Yeah. Listen, use code Jock and Nerd, get 20% off your first booking. Rug Boy's pre-dating service. And then Anthony will come in afterwards. He's the post-dater. He'll clean up, and date her afterwards.
Yeah.
Some sort of system. Look, we got to generate revenue somehow, Rugs.
Don't worry, I won't touch her. Because,
no, it's just a screen.
They're going to, I'll be on the screen. You're
just screening the date. So you don't know. Maybe she doesn't.
Let's make this happen. I think this is good business.
Look, maybe she's never seen Star Wars. That's a huge red flag. You need to know this before going into anything. It's very important. Sign up today. All right, enough of that bullshit. Let's get to some. We're going to talk about predating, actually predating. No, we're going to talk about the Predator later. But first, some news and trailers.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
Well, fellas, last week we talked about the box office showdown in July. And I fear that segment I may have been a little early. I should have saved it for this week because DC has released a Superman tickets on sale now trailer, and the tickets for Superman are on sale now. And unlike that Fantastic Four trailer, which was like a minute, mostly recycled shots, a couple of new things, this is like a full-on 2-minute trailer with lots of new stuff. So this is the tickets on sale trailer I like because it's got meat in it. This one narrated mostly by Lex Luthor from his point of view. He's got some great lines. We see a lot of crazy shit. I will tell you, there was things in this trailer I really liked, and then things that I were like, I don't know about that. A couple of cringy things, a little bit of mixed bag. But I feel like, because you get some James Gunny stuff in this trailer, and I feel like there's a little more clarity on the tone of this movie. I feel like I'm getting it more after this. Anthony, it feels like a pretty substantial trailer. Geek Boner Floppy Jock, does this move the needle for you? What did you think?
I was initially sold on these movies when the first trailer came out. These next few haven't made me necessarily gotten me more excited. It's all right. The tone is very, what they're clearly they're trying to really lean into the fact that this is not Man of Steel and that's just not the Snyderverse. And the tone is very colorful and bright and light. You have a scene where they go slow-mo, but it's almost kind of comedic with the teeth being punched out.
Yeah, that is a very James Gunn scene. Crypto, if you notice, flies up, rips the dude's helmet off, and then Superman punches him. The teeth fly towards the camera, and you hear them go clink as they hit the lens. of the camera.
Right.
That's wacky.
Right.
That's
yeah,
pretty
you
wacky.
did. The way you described that is exactly right. Yeah, there's some goofy things. I thought the scene where he goes, "Hey man, eyes up here." I can still see the CGI-ness of the way he's moving in his body.
Okay,
His head is clearly superimposed on a body that's not his.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty much sold on the movie. I bought tickets to see. I didn't buy the early showing tickets, so they did in Chicago. They did a Tuesday night showing for this.
Well, Amazon and Fandango are doing a July 8th screening.
Right. If you're a Prime member, you could get access to. I didn't Tuesday
get that
night
either.
showing.
Yeah, I just did my regular.
Yeah, I did. I'm doing the regular, but yeah, I mean, I'm already bought in. I have the tickets. I would have bought the tickets even if I wasn't doing this podcast. So there you go.
There's some crazy shots in here in space where he's holding a baby and shit. Rugs. What did you think?
I love the little giggle right before you go, Rugs.
Rugs. Look at this baby. I know who this baby is, but it's a wild image and clearly a way more like sci-fi, colorful comic booky tone.
I'm trying to find this baby in the trailer. I'm like, why did I
It's
miss
at
that?
129. It's a shot of Superman in space. Over on the right, you can see Metamorpho with like his arms outstretched, and in his right hand, he's holding this green baby. Apparently, this is baby Joey.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That went so fast. I couldn't see it.
This is Metamorpho's son, apparently named Baby Joey, confirmed by the Funko Pop of fucking Baby Joey.
Baby Joey. Whoa.
But, Ruggs, what'd you think of the Lex Luthor lines? I really, like, that part got me where he's like, I'm going to destroy you. I'm going to take care of that reporter you do interviews with. And then when he goes, who raised you as a child? I'm going to kill them too. I was like, oh, shit. I'm kind of warming up to Nick Holt as Lex.
Yeah. I could tell that whole thing is like patched together from different. I don't think he's saying all that stuff at the same time.
Right.
The audio quality changes a little bit. You could kind of see that it's like, they patched it together to create that narrative. But yeah, it's as a trailer, him saying that shit's pretty dark.
Yeah.
I could echo all the stuff you guys already said. It's clearly not Man of Steel. It's in a different direction. This is a completely different Superman. I mean, I could give that to Gunn. It's different.
Yeah, you could tell this is really going to be setting apart and setting the tone. But I don't know. I liked a lot of it, but then some of it is cringy. Like Lois flying that Mr. Terrific vehicle with Perry White and Jimmy Olsen in there reminds me a lot of the cartoon My Adventures with Superman, where he's got a team and all the people from the paper help him out. And I'm like, okay, I guess you got to step in and fly the ship and help him out.
When he's like, I'm doing important stuff.
Yeah, what do you think of the humor? Where he's like, stop messing around. He's like, oh, no, messing around.
Is that Superman?
Yeah,
that didn't feel like Superman.
Is it? It's kind of funny. Where he's like, I'm not messing around.
It doesn't really feel like Superman.
But then you get that badass scene of him spinning around with his laser vision, blowing people up. There is a shot of somebody else lasering him. I think that's Ultraman with his helmet off.
Ultraman?
Ultraman, the guy in that dark suit that he's fighting.
Not the Japanese Ultraman.
Not that Ultraman.
I got real confused there.
The Ultraman from the comics is that a clone? I think it's like a clone of Superman. I also love when Lex is like, they chose him, let them die. I was like, holy shit, he really hates Superman. And the shot where he's walking in the Fortress of Solitude, very reminiscent of like Gene Hackman and the Christopher Reeve Superman.
What about when the whole ground is splitting in half?
Yeah, there's some kind of dimensional portal or rift, and the city is ripping in half, and I don't know if this is space or if this is the negative zone in this Superman universe.
This thing just looks like it's packed with stuff.
There's a lot going on. And then how about that last shot where he's flying and he puts his...
I don't like that.
Does it look a little goofy to you? I was like, oh,
no.
I don't know about that. The flying is obviously going to be important. But I don't know. This trailer did give me more geek boner for the movie. Also, I noticed all the fucking marketing push that's going on. I pulled some photos from social media where the first one is above the Golden Gate Bridge, San Francisco. There was a drone show where they had the Superman logo. Eiffel Tower, Paris, France. There's a Superman banner at the base of the Eiffel Tower. And then, of course, the Empire State Building lit up with the logo in blue and red. And that looked pretty dope, too. And then all the fucking popcorn buckets and trinkets from the various different theaters like AMC and Regal and the Alamo and Cinemark. I just think this push is going pretty good, and the awareness is growing. You guys see any of this, or does it feel like?
No, I didn't see the Empire State Building thing.
I would have liked that. I would love to have seen that in person.
No, I did not see that. I guess it wasn't on like Instagram or trending anywhere that I could see it. Like people were posting shit. That's usually how I see this.
I saw all that shit on X where I saw these. I was like, oh shit, look at this.
Well, they're doing the things they need to do to create awareness and make this an event. They want to make this is obviously, we've talked about this a few times, but this is a really important movie for them. They need this to do well. They need this to make at least $700 million, at least.
Yeah.
So they're going all out for it.
I like some of these popcorn buckets. Like there's one that looks like a newspaper stand. That's kind of fun.
What's your local theater?
AMC. So the AMC one is that one that looks like a Daily Bugle newspaper stand.
That's kind of cool.
The Regal one is kind of cool too. It's a popcorn machine, and there's a Superman punching the glass, cracking it. And then your Alaho, Anthony, you just get a nice simple.
Just get a nice bucket with a Superman logo.
But these popcorn buckets have gone crazy. It's such a crazy thing now.
People do collect these types of things.
And I feel like I should have started buying them when the craze started, but like it takes up a lot of space.
Usually when you get the popcorn bucket, though, don't you put a little hole in the bottom so then there's a surprise for your guest?
Just it's a tiny hole.
He likes the sense of butter.
Don't need a big one. It's a very miniature.
Buttery sensation.
Yeah. It's can I get extra butter on that? No, keep going. Keep pouring. I can't feel it yet.
Oh, man. Imran, you dirty freak. You and Pee Wee Herman hanging out in the same theaters.
Listen, he had every right to do whatever he wanted to do in private theater. Yes. Give the guy a chance. Watch the documentary. You'll find out the real truth. Anyway, Superman Geek Boner. We're going to talk about the adjusted opening box office projections because they all been adjusted. But listener, let us know what you thought of this trailer and the marketing. Has it given you a bigger geek boner? Join this conversation. You can join our Facebook group. It's called Jock and Nerd Nation. Jock and Nerd. It's a closed, exclusive group just for you. So James Gunn has been doing a lot of interviews. I got a couple of quick updates from him about his DC Cinematic Universe, which is going to come full launch very soon with this movie. The Brave and the Bold movie, which is that Batman movie where he still has to cast the new Batman, that is still happening. He says there is progress. And then as far as the Batman Part 2, Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson's Batman, he still does not have a script. He said
he tweeted about this. He said something along the lines of, I'm not quoting here, it's paraphrasing, but he's like basically said these things take time.
Yeah.
Give him a break.
Yes.
To get it done when he gets it done.
Essentially saying, let Matt Reeves cook. But it's been a long time. It's been like 4 years.
I thought he was sick or something.
Oh, man. He did. There was maybe a health issue.
Well, Imran and Ruggs didn't say anything, but I'll address Ruggs. I mean, back in the day, sequels took a while.
They did.
T2 took, 7 years?
Yeah, that's true.
Aliens took 7 years.
Avatar took 19 years? I mean,
Avatar took 37 years.
Cameron takes his time and always puts out a banger, right? So
Spaceballs took.
Oh, we'll get to that.
We're not going to talk about that.
38 years. A lot of these things are coming back. Look, that's fine. I'm just. He said
I get what you're saying. We've been spoiled that we get sequels on a conveyor belt.
Yeah,
but I don't think I don't look at it always as a bad thing to wait until you have the right thing to say.
And especially Gunn's philosophy of like we're not doing anything until there's a good script, which is why you got this Clayface thing come in there because he said the script was really good. He said Supergirl's script was really good, and they were able to go with that. And they are retitling that one from Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow to just Supergirl. Just like he did with Superman Legacy, it's now just Superman. This is crazy. He said a new Wonder Woman film is officially in development. The script is currently being written.
Oh, shit.
Yay. I guess you need a Wonder Woman.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is not, Gal Gadot is not coming back. It is separate from the TV show also that he announced way back when he announced 10 things. By the way, those 10 things, he's only like working on, I don't know if they're going to get made. Working
10
up
things he hates about you?
10 things he hated he was gonna make. We're getting 1, 2. There's another thing he mentioned. It's about characters being dead in his universe. He says that deaths are permanent in the DCU, with the only exception, of course, being what?
The Lazarus Pit.
The mystical Lazarus Pit, which is their great MacGuffin to write people back. But he says it will be used sparingly and only when it fits. But it's not like the MCU where someone dies, they don't really die, but they die. Then they die again.
Well, Lazarus Pit makes people evil and stuff.
It does. It does change them. So that's a fun little thing to play with. Here's another crazy thing. He has revealed that in this DCU universe, the public has been aware of metahumans for around 300 years. The fuck?
The fuck?
So in the Superman movie, which also he said Superman is like in year 3 in this movie, everyone has seen crazy shit. And it's part of their history. So that's kind of interesting. You can write in a lot of shit there. You know, you can backpedal, you can retcon shit if metahumans have been around for 300 years.
I guess Jesus doesn't count.
Was he metahuman? I think he was.
I think he's the ultimate metahuman.
But that was
right?
older than 300 years.
Yeah, I think that he doesn't count, I guess.
Yeah. By the way, Jesus' new like vlog videos, they're fantastic. You seen those?
Yeah, and Moses,
Noah has a good one.
No, that's Jesus.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. So
Pronounced Jesus, yeah. And Moises.
It's great to see history come alive with cell phone videos.
It only took AI for us to get that.
They're amazing. There's some really funny ones. There's a Batman and Robin series. There's a dude on the Titanic. There's the Stormtrooper ones. Oh, I've been enjoying these. And also, to reiterate, I think what we said last time, San Diego Comic-Con, Anthony, I know you're going, July 24th, 27. I don't think they're doing a Hall H. He just said it's going to focus on Peacemaker Season 2. It's just going to be him and John Cena. And he'll have small updates about other things. But I don't think either of the big two are doing Hall H this year. It's very interesting.
I mean, I think that's a missed opportunity for DC. I don't know why you wouldn't, when Marvel's not there, to take advantage of that spot. I mean, that's part of the magic of Hall H and what Marvel was able to do for all those years is make those big announcements and just send the world on fire with all those things.
I mean, it would be a good time to steal that thunder. But it's the weekend Fantastic Four is coming out. Superman will already have been out. And then what does he have, really? Just Supergirl. I think they wrapped on the Green Lantern show. They don't really have, I don't know. I don't think he has anything to make a big deal.
Not.
So this brings us all back to the pre-sale announcement and the numbers. When last week, Fantastic Four pre-sales went on sale, Fandango was like, we had our biggest pre-sale ever of the year with these Fantastic Four tickets. Well, Superman pre-sale came out. Fandango has said it has slightly edged out the pre-sales for Fantastic Four.
Oh, shit.
In fact, that early access screening we just talked about, Anthony, they said it's their best first day ticket pre-seller of 2025. But I don't know if those numbers are going to roll into the opening weekend since you're paying for those tickets and it's an early screening. I don't know if that hurts the box office. If people are like, I've seen it, I don't need to see it again. Or they'll be like, I'm going to see it again because it was so good. Which way? What do you think happens to that?
I blacked out there. What did you just say?
So there's that early July 8th screening.
Yeah.
Right? That Amazon is doing.
Yeah.
Does that help or hurt the weekend box office? People are paying for those tickets. They're not going to count. But if people see that, are they going to not go again opening weekend? Or will they go?
Oh my God, you're overthinking this.
Okay.
It just helps the box office. You're thinking about the weekend as if the first weekend is when they're going to make everything. If they release it earlier and it does well, and then it's going to have the buzz the entire week.
Sure. I think they think the word of mouth, they want the word. So
they're confident in the movie. If they're doing it, if they're releasing an early screening week, a couple days before, they're confident they're going to be, that it's going to do well.
All right. So the adjusted box office now for Superman opening weekend, July 11th, is now $150 to $180 million. Fantastic Four, July 25th, opening weekend has gone up a little, 125 to 155 million on the high end. Jurassic World Rebirth still about the same, 116 to 135 for the 5 day. I think now, I think Superman is going to win this now.
I agree.
I thought Jurassic World was last week, but now
again, you're comparing it. You're comparing 5 days to 3 days. This is not a good comparison, Imran.
All right, I'm gonna say it. This is the final prediction. Superman wins. Superman wins. It beats Dinosaurs. It beats Fantastic Four, just by a little bit beating Fantastic Four. After seeing all this,
we'll see.
Yeah, Ruggs, would you change your prediction?
No,
you still think Jurassic? Don't bet against dinosaurs.
I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like people will. Maybe the opening weekend will be big for Superman, but I don't know if the overall box office will be as big. That's my take.
James Gunn did even say somewhere he was like, I'm not looking for a home run. He's like, I'd be happy with a double.
Because I feel like there's no one going to really go to Jurassic World expecting a good movie.
Right.
And Superman, it could be polarizing.
Did you see that one tweet from the Zack Snyder fans who were like, all right, guys, here's what you do. And it was a list of things where they're like, leave bad reviews, spoil the movie, reserve tickets, but don't actually buy them to block other people. And I was like, this is fucking crazy. You guys don't have anything better to do with your fucking time than try to tank this
Snyder
movie.
Bros.
Yeah. It's going to be Snyder Bros versus the Gunn Bros. Should be very exciting. They should just battle for real on the street in a cage.
Yeah, they're both pretty ridiculous, but like with
freaking laser beams
with
on them.
Lasers on them. Okay, let's move on. I got two trailers I wanted to discuss, and the trailers are about two 40-year-old-ish comedies coming back, and I couldn't be happier. I'll tell you what. The first one, The Naked Gun, reboot, sequel, whatever. We got our first full trailer with Liam Neeson as Frank Drebin Jr. And I love that teaser. Was hilarious. This teaser continues, I feel, to give me some great sight gags. Ruggs, let's start with you. It's Naked Gun. Pam Anderson is in this. There's some great gags. I laughed a couple of times. Do you think audiences are ready for this absurdist comedy that we had in the 80s?
Well, I think they've been lacking for a while. They haven't had one of these in a while. Scary movie, and then there's a superhero movie, and then they kind of stopped doing these. Over-the-top comedies.
Just ridiculous comedies, yes.
So, I mean, it's time. It's time for something like this. It does have a little bit of nostalgia to it. It's got Liam Neeson, who's kind of like an action guy. So he's kind of in on the joke too.
Yeah, it's perfect deadpan delivery from him.
I don't know if I'm gonna go watch it. I'm probably not, but I'll wait for it.
Oh, wait till Imran makes you go.
Oh, I'm making you watch it. Anthony, Did you think any of this was funny in here at all?
Yeah, I did think some of it was funny. I thought the line where he goes, "You're in here for man's laughter."
It's manslaughter.
Listen, these movies are hit or miss for me.
Yeah.
The when I was a kid, like really a kid, Naked Gun movies were hilarious to me.
Yeah.
As an adult, I didn't really ever get into the scary movie type stuff.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy the Austin Powers type movies.
Yes.
So these have been sometimes they hit for me, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in my old movie phase before I became Palanthony Part 2.
Yeah.
I watched Animal House and I thought it was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
So it just depends on my mood, but to Rub Boy's point, when we haven't really had many of these in a long time.
Yeah.
I'm just realizing now they did an airplane movie. I don't know if this had anything to do with the other airplane.
Who did
2019?
Oh, there's a 2019 airplane movie.
Yeah, but it looks like it's not part of.
No, there's no. Yeah, no, don't touch.
Anyways,
that.
we it doesn't feel like, and if correct for the listeners. Or as the kids say, hey, chat, if we're wrong, put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Let us know. But I don't remember. I haven't seen a popular, absurd, surreal comedy movie in a while.
Yeah, no, you're right. The last big set that really got me were the Austin Powers movies. So it's time for this to come back, and the nostalgia for this, because I love these movies as a kid. These fucking sight gags, like just him driving and the guy passes him the coffee while he's driving. The body cam footage, but he's trying to find a bathroom, take a dump. And Pamela Anderson, where he's like, please take a chair. And she just takes the chair
Takes
and
the chair.
leaves. That is perfect. There's that joke in Airplane where the guy's like, all right, guys, get your pictures to the photographers. And they run to the wall and just take the pictures off the wall. That is the fucking stupid humor I am here for. And then the cleaning the oven gag.
Yeah, though that's from Austin Powers.
Yeah, that's
too.
right out of Austin.
You always, well, didn't he do that in Deadpool too? The second one? You always have to have that some sex.
I guess you could
misunderstanding joke.
I guess you could quasi consider Deadpool to be the modern absurd comedy.
He was kind of tapping into that. Yeah, definitely has the sensibility. I love that it says rock out with your Glock out. Like, I love everything about this. I hope it's funny. We're going to fucking watch this because this franchise is hilarious. And if this works, then this next thing may work. That's coming out August 1st. Let's move on to the next thing. I never thought this would happen. We have an announcement from Mel Brooks for a space
Books?
Mel Brooks. You know, Mel Brooks.
I thought the way you said that was it sounded like you said Nell with an N.
Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks. You know, that gangster, Mel Brooks. He's my accountant. He's a bookie.
Mel
Brooks, who's like 107 years old. I don't know how old he is.
Oh shit.
But it was coming back for a Spaceballs 2.
Oh,
Get the fuck out of here. This is now 38 years later. This little trailer with the scroll I thought was hilarious, naming all the things that have come out in the past 38 years. And it's a lot of things, right? 5 avatars, all these Star Wars movies. And then I love him going, after 38 years, we asked the fans what they wanted, and instead we're going to make this movie. This is fucking hilarious. The Schwartz Awakens in 2027. So coming back, Mel Brooks as Yogurt, Bill Pullman as Lone Star, Rick Moranis as Dark Helmet coming out of retirement.
Whoa.
And then Daphne Zuniga as the princess, joining them Keke Palmer and Lewis Pullman, Bill Pullman's kid. Now, Rick Moranis hasn't made a movie since 1997. He took a break from acting. I think his wife died and he wanted to raise his kids. And he has not appeared in a live action film for 28 years. And I can't wait to see him come back.
Someone punched him in the face. You hear about that?
No, oh, really? Like in public?
Yeah, he was walking in the streets in New York and some guy just decked him out of nowhere.
Jesus.
I'm like, whoa.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was in that time in New York where the guy was just going around punching people.
Yeah.
A little trend of the punching people. Ruggs, can this be any good? I don't even know if they should do this. I'm in.
I don't know. It's I don't know. I mean, we need a Mel Brooks movie.
Yeah.
We do. I love Spaceballs. It's a great movie. And Star Wars is ripe for making fun of right now.
Absolutely.
But are they going to go where they should? They making fun of like the Acolyte and Kathleen Kennedy. They're not going to do that.
And
that's what they should do.
But it's not Disney; it's Amazon, so they could go a little.
Like if I was going to make a Spaceballs movie to make fun of Star Wars, I would make fun of the Star Wars purists.
Yeah,
of course, because they're like the uber nerds that are gatekeeping and everything. But I still like those. Still think that they're gatekeeping for a reason. But also would like to goof on the new fans or the new people that are in charge of this that are fucking shit up and making it like the worst ever.
You could do a thing where they have to pause because the director just got fired, and then they just wait and say for a new director to come in, and then they just resume, like in the middle of the movie.
They'll be in the mid shot, and then they'll be like, "You're fired because you tweeted something."
They're like, "Everybody, pause! Director, pause!"
They just change mid actress in the in the middle of the scene.
Anthony, Spaceballs do anything for you? I love Spaceballs.
I will have to watch Spaceballs before we.
Oh, you've never seen the Spaceballs?
Before we do the next one, because I've never seen Spaceballs. Again, not a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
So Spaceballs was never even on my radar for the longest time.
What about Mel Brooks movies in general?
Brooks from Shawshank Redemption. I wish he never died.
Brooks was here.
Mel Gibson, cool. Mel Brooks, though, not super familiar with Mel Brooks. That's for sure.
We gotta watch Blazing Saddles, History of the World Part 1 and 2.
Yes.
And of course, Spaceballs.
Maybe I'll have to go on a Mel Brooks. Ned Brooks binge. Say that 20 times fast. No, I haven't seen it. So, but I will agree with Ruggs. I mean, if there was ever a time to pick on Star Wars, now's the time.
It is the
They
time.
provided a ton of material to just chew them out for.
I think I would
Like all the twins should not look like each
Oh my
other,
God, that would be
but
really
everybody
funny.
should be identical twins.
I mean, they have to have a scene.
This can be like a baby Yoda
They have
scene.
to have a scene where a dude's full sprinting and he can't catch up to like a 2-year-old.
Yeah,
it's like a
oh my
baby
God.
crawling. You
We
can't
should
catch
make
him.
this movie.
Yeah.
We're the only ones that can do it.
I really wish they stuck with the original title at the end of Spaceballs 2. Wasn't it like Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money? That was real funny that they're like, we're going to make this movie.
Merchandising.
So
Merchandise.
is Mel Brooks, is he a director?
He is the director, writer. He's in the movies sometimes.
Is he going to direct this one?
I believe he will be, and he's
No,
Yogurt.
he's 98 years old.
I know. And he plays like the Yoda character in Spaceballs. His name is Yogurt instead of Yoda. But for you, I would definitely watch Blazing Saddles, History of the World, Young Frankenstein. I think
Oh,
that-
Young Frankenstein. That's a great.
that's really your only primer, and then you'll understand Mel Brooks' humor. But I've always loved Mel Brooks' humor from.
I hope he can make it. I mean,
He's
an old man.
very old. That's the thing. He is very old, and they did a Hulu did a History of the World like TV show reboot. It was okay, so that's why I'm like, I don't know, if this could still work.
Is there another comedy director that could do this if he goes?
Oh man, I know Mel Brooks is very uniquely Mel Brooks. Like he's as unique as like Woody Allen. Can only make Woody Allen movies. Mel Brooks is only making.
You know what they should do is if he goes,
Yeah.
they should bring in one of the directors that was supposed to do a Star Wars movie. Be like, hey, go
Oh,
to
God.
town on this franchise that screwed you over.
You know what? The movie you got fired off of. You want to make fun
bring
of it?
bring in the dude that did Chronicle and just have him do a horrible.
Oh no,
Josh
It'll be-
Trank.
Josh
yeah,
Trank.
but it wouldn't be funny. It would just be really bad.
Lord and Miller got fired off their Han Solo
Lord and
movie.
Miller,
You can
yeah.
have them do it.
Or even the lady that did Wonder Woman,
Oh, Patty Jenkins.
Patty Jenkins. I mean, there's so many
There's
names.
so many things to make fun of. So it is ripe for
Benny Hoff and Weiss.
yeah.
Not Lord of the Rings. The Game of Thrones guys were supposed to do Star
Oh,
Wars.
there was an animated Spaceballs, the animated series in 2008. I didn't even know that.
That sounds awful.
I know it does. 15 episodes. But yeah, he looked all right for how old did you say he was? 92? Jesus.
98.
98? He's a fucking hell. I'm surprised he's sitting there talking. So here's a little bit of the humor.
You don't look as bad as him. I'll give you that.
Oh, I hope he can survive, but fuck, Mel Brooks has still got it. There's a little cheeky synopsis they put out, and this is kind of his humor. So the synopsis reads, while the title, plot details, and rest of the cast are being kept under wraps, the film has been described by those who have not yet read the script as, quote, a non-prequel, non-reboot sequel part 2, but with reboot elements franchise expansion film, which is something that you would hear on the studio TV show that they want to make. So it's his humor is a lot like the Naked Gun stuff. It reminds me of the 80s. It reminds me of being a kid laughing at dumb shit. So hopefully we can bring that back.
Yeah, I love those old Zucker Brothers movies and all that
Yes,
stuff.
the Farrelly brothers, the Zucker brothers.
And Mel Brooks movies. They're great, but like as I said, they had their time, and they need to be as brave as they were back then.
Yes.
And I don't think they are. I don't think that the Hollywood has got the balls to do it
No,
anymore.
that's the thing I'm worried about. It's like you can't make Blazing Saddles today. There's no fucking way.
No, because that was like they were just like they did not give a fuck. They were just putting everything out there, and people were more receptive to that kind of stuff. I think that this would be very controversial today,
Anthony,
even more than it was when it came out.
you got to watch Blazing Saddles. They push the fucking PC thing so hard that you'll be like, oh, I can't
Blazing
believe this
Saddles
came
is
out.
right up Anthony's alley.
Yeah, you'll love it.
Like it's the most racist thing you've ever seen. It's
Where are
great.
all the white women at? Excuse me
But
while
it's
I whip
done
this
like
out.
it's like it's obviously to make fun of
Yeah.
the idea of racism,
Yeah.
but you could never put that on TV.
So that's the kind of edgy shit he needs to bring back, but I don't see anybody trying that. You have to be real brave. The studio is going to really have to not give a fuck. I don't know. There's some raunchy shit on streaming, but I don't know about theater releases yet.
yeah, I just put two comedians into the chat
Yeah.
that that are pushing the envelope of being edgy.
Yeah.
And there's a woman, her name is Leonarda Johnny.
Okay.
And she's like a right-wing comic, but she's like says like outrageous shit. And then there's a guy named Ryan Long who's kind of a little bit more subversive and kind of like whatever. Anyway, these comics are pretty like edgy, right-wingish, and like kind of like old school, like just doing stuff that is no one would say now these days. So
wow.
I put them in the if you guys want to check them out. But like there's not really any movies or anything in Hollywood that's touching any of that stuff.
I think that means the time is now though for that, because I don't represent the whole world, like no one can, but I get the sense that the ultra attacking of people for anything that can be deemed offensive.
Yeah.
I think the pendulum is swung the other way. I mean, clearly we have Trump in office, right?
Right.
Clearly the pendulum is swung the other way, at least for a lot of people, where they're now not as sensitive about it. The ones that are sensitive are pretty sensitive, but there's seemingly less of that and more maybe openness to absurd comedy. So I think that maybe this is the time to do that kind of stuff if you got the balls to do it. There's going to be, I think there is going to be, I mean, you're naming comedians.
Yeah.
Man, I can't fucking speak. You're naming comedians that do this, and there's clearly an audience for it, and I think there would be an audience for it. If you I think there's a way to do it where it's still, you can make fun of people, but also have people recognize that it's a comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this anti-woke comedy.
Right.
And I don't know if that's good either, but I think that the fact that there are people that are willing to say shit that most people would get in trouble for saying means something. You know, it means something in comedy. So I don't know. It's kind of like there is a whole kind of world of comedy where you can make people laugh without actually being insulting, like George Carlin did it, and even Bill Burr to a degree did it, was able to, and Chappelle, you know, he tried to do that, but then he ended up getting some flack here and there.
But then he doubled and tripled down on it.
Yeah.
He had the balls, whether you agree with him or not. He was the one that was like, fuck you, I'm not backing down.
Yeah, I'm not backing up, that was necessary. And I just feel people I'm tired of safe shit, right? I'm getting a little bored. I want everything being so safe.
The success of these two movies is going to hinge on whether A, they take risks and they kind of are bucking the status quo, right? Which is what the mainstream media and like just what's accepted in society, in polite society.
Yeah.
If they're going to go against that, I think it could be their downfall. Like I can't really, like if you asked me 20 years ago, oh, this is going to be the raunchiest, most craziest shit. Oh, it's going to do bananas because people want to see that.
Right.
But I can't tell you if the audience is there for it now.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. I don't know. I'm really curious to see if this humor still hits or you have to adjust it a little bit. But based on the Naked Gun trailer, I mean, it doesn't look like they're holding back.
Yeah.
It's got all that DNA in there. So that got me excited. So, Mel Brooks, get one last good movie out.
Yeah, I don't know. My fingers are crossed. I don't know what's going to happen.
We'll find out. That's it for the news right now, fellas. Let's take a quick break here.
Should we play some promos?
We will play some promos. We're going to come back, talk about Predator Killer of Killers right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men?
Turn your dial to find the frequency of the past.
Captain Midnight.
Where the classic stories of mysteries, sci-fi, thrillers, and suspense are found waiting to be heard once again.
Another case for Nick Carter, Master Detective.
You'll find a variety of those stories here, in their original form, where each episode takes you to another place or time.
The Man of Bronze, Doc Savage.
But only when you find the mystery frequency. Available everywhere.
The shadow knows.
Hey there everyone, Brian here, host of TV Trivia Pod. It's a trivia-style podcast focusing on TV and movies. Listen in for questions like, what's the name of Michael Scott's screenplay? What do you say to view the Marauders map? And what's everyone eating in the post-credit scene of Avengers? Play along to TV Trivia Pod anywhere you get podcasts. And stay tuned for more trivia.
Jock and Nerd.
Listener, if you like this show, this is a great time to join our Patreon fan club. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon.
Jock and Nerd.
And you can give back on a monthly or annual basis, and you get stuff like access to an exclusive podcast feed where the shows come out early, and there's tons of bonus content, little instant reactions, movie reviews. Ruggs put a couple up this week, and we'll talk about that later. And you can also join us for our monthly Discord hangouts. It's that time again, fellas. It's been a month. It's this week, Thursday, June 19th, the day after this show.
Whoa, this Thursday. Mark your calendars, motherfuckers.
Join us. Sign up. We'll be on the Patreon hanging out. What? Yes.
Chopping it up?
When is that? This Thursday?
This Thursday. You free, Anthony?
Oh.
Ruggs, you free?
Yeah, I guess I can make it.
I think I'll be around.
Nell Books will be there. You can.
Oh, Nell Books.
Yeah. You can ask him any question you want. AMA with Nell Books. Is that your real name? Lots of fun stuff on the Patreon. It is a way to keep the show going. We appreciate everyone's continued support. You guys are awesome. Sign up today. Okay. Let's get to this week's review, fellas. We have a surprise Predator movie that really nobody even knew was coming out, called Predator Killer of Killers.
Here's the new Chris Hansen TV show.
It is the reboot of the Chris Hansen TV show where you show up with balloons and donuts, and you're like, "Oh!"
And then you see him come out and he asks you to take a seat.
I'm at the wrong house. I was expecting an adult.
Oh!
I'm sorry.
I was just gonna.
They're dropping off these beers.
I'm just delivering balloons.
Yes. Listen, one of these Predators should have Chris Hansen in one of these movies.
Did they ever catch you?
No. When I delivered balloons, no.
Did Chris Hansen ever walk out?
One time I was delivering balloons.
You know what? He said it. Showing up with balloons and donuts. I'm like, that's what he did for a living.
I used to deliver balloons, and not once was Chris Hansen waiting for me, unless he ordered the balloons himself. I
like how he incriminates himself.
He does
so easily.
Listen,
well, you could tell we're not afraid of the racy comedy.
Like you can't prove anything. There was no social media back then, so
Imran immediately capitulates and leans into it.
No one knows if it's real. No.
Like just before when he was talking about the fan club thing, he's ripping on himself for not knowing Mel Brooks' name. like it was someone else who fucked up. It was him.
Well, yeah, you got to own it. And that way it diffuses the whole thing.
That's why I could stop laughing.
Anyways, what are we doing?
We're doing a Predator review.
We're doing a Predator review. We have a Discord on Thursday.
Let's get into this week's review, Predator Killer of Killers. Here's your spoiler alerts.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
The surprise animated film that Dan Trachtenberg tweeted about earlier, going, "Oh, by the way, they got Badlands coming out." And he's like, "Oh, by the way, I got another movie coming out." What? And this was it. This is the 6th film and the 8th installment overall in the Predator franchise, if you're counting AVP. Which nobody does. On Rotten Tomatoes, currently this movie is sitting at 96% tomato meter, 90% popcorn meter audience score. High scores. Directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who did Prey, co-directed by Joshua Wasung, and written by Micho Robert Rutari. This is an animated film on Hulu, rated R, 1 hour and 25 minutes. Anthony, what happens in Predator Killer of Killers?
Predator Killer of Killers expands upon what everyone was wanting, which is the Predators hunting different warriors throughout different periods of time. So you have a Predator hunting Scandinavian warriors in 841. You have a Predator hunting Japanese samurai / shoguns from Japan in the 1600s, and then you have a predator hunting U.S. soldiers during the World War II, specifically fighter pilots.
Yes. And
do you disagree? You had a long pause.
That's it.
He was just smoking weed.
And
He had a faith in his
sorry, I had to take a hit. Nell Books. Where's Nell Books at? And it's and then there's a fourth part epilogue as we see the predators are collecting these warriors. So, Anthony, let's just start with you. It's animated.
I don't like them damn cartoons.
I know you don't like them cartoons, but this is a violent ass cartoon. What did you think once it was over?
I loved it. I thought it was great. People have been clamoring, especially since Prey, for this idea, and the versatility of animation or cartoons is you can pump this out pretty quickly, and you can create things that are just not possible in live action unless you just invest a lot of money or time.
Yeah.
So while I don't always prefer animated movies, I thought this was a perfect medium for this. If you did this in the movie format, it would almost play off as more of the same.
Right.
I think making it animated, doing 3 different time periods was great. I loved the action. I loved learning about these characters. I thought it was a good amount of time with each character. And then I loved the epilogue at the end where you have all them forces combined on a Predator homeworld.
Yeah.
And what I also like about this and what he's done with Prey and this is he's building a Predator universe that actually is interesting. And he's adding to the lore. He's adding to the universe and the mythos of these creatures in a way that feels, to me, a natural progression, but also fresh. So, yeah, I'm really into it.
Yeah, I like Dan Trachtenberg's universe he's setting up, kind of taking control, tying things together. Ruggs, I know you're a animation aficionado, and frame rates tend to bother you.
Yeah.
And I will admit, the beginning of this movie, it was very stuttery.
Yeah.
Now, a weird thing happens, though, as you watch this movie. I found that your brain kind of adjusts and starts to fill in. So they're clearly like, it's drop frame rate, right? It's a little cheaper. They're animating on the 2s, but by the end of it, like my brain was kind of filling in the motion and it didn't bother me anymore. What did you think of the movie? What did you think of the frame rate?
Yeah, it does bother me when the frame rate is jerky.
It was a little jerky.
Yeah, it's a little jerky. But it still was, with that out of the way, everything else was great.
Yeah.
So the shots, the pacing of the action, the way it built up, and the character design was pretty good for the most part. There's not one attractive woman in this whole thing for some reason.
Well,
why not? Why can't you do that for me? I just I want to enjoy myself.
Yeah.
But I think that it was good. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I really thought it was nice. A nice runtime, an hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Perfect runtime.
Yeah.
It was bloody where it needed to be bloody. It introduced each predator. It was kind of different. There was like a giant hulking one, and there was like kind of a more like a ninja like one.
Yeah.
And so they were all appropriate. And there was one even like was a dogfight essentially.
Right. He was just like in the plane. He was pilot one.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this. The fucking violence, the kills were creative. I thought the writing was great. The storytelling is amazing in parts. There's a whole section where there's barely any dialogue, and you get all the character development. You get exactly what these characters are thinking. It's really well done. And then the wrap up, the part 4, and the little Easter eggs and the tease they ended on got me excited. So let's just go through these chapters because they are each titled. The first one was called The Shield. Like Anthony said, 841 in Scandinavia, we meet a Viking warrior named Ursa and her son Anders.
She's a shield maiden.
She is, that's why it's called The Shield, and they all have shields. And they're hunting Zoran, who has killed Ursa's father. And so the way this plays out is in each segment, you notice there's a predator kind of watching them, cloaked. And they find Zoran, and that's a great scene. They fucking murder all his men, and Anders gets the fucking head-chopping blow of Zoran, who doesn't even remember her when she confronts him. It's kind of like a "Who are you" moment from Andor, that episode 8, where he's laughing, he doesn't even know her. And then once they kill everyone, the Predator shows up to challenge the killer of killers. This theme of these Predators are just watching these guys and waiting and seeing who survives and then challenging them. And that whole fucking fight scene is fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good.
From inside the house, just, in each of these segments, when these creatures show up, you got to imagine that these people are like, what the fuck is this? And you see that in their faces. So the whole sequence where
they called it Grendel.
She calls him she calls the last guy the Grendel King, which is awesome. But that whole bit where she's tossed outside and she slides onto the ice and goes underwater, and each one you see how they figure out how the predators work, the temperature, how they scan for temperature. She's under the water. He can't see her, and she uses it to her advantage.
Yeah, the cat and mouse game in the water. He's a big ass predator.
Yeah,
he's got this hand that's basically like a force projection type thing.
It's like an impulse cannon or something.
It's cool seeing the way the predators looked back then and what tech they had to their disposal, right? Because if you just had it where they had the shoulder cannon back in 800,
right?
It's not even a contest at that point.
Right.
They would just fire that at you and you die.
That's true. The tech advances to the point where, in the fourth part, the kid realizes and finds and uses the tech. But I always thought it was interesting that these kind of predator creatures had this tech also. Like, they got an IT department? Who's putting this shit together? How the fuck are they making? Who taught them how to make circuit boards? But and then the creative kills in this one where she gets the anchor wrapped on him and to pull him down, but he grabs her, of course, at the last second. And then she uses the force cannon. She gets him to fire, shoots her out of the water, shoots him down, impales his head on the spike at the anchor. Fucking fantastic kill.
That was great.
The kid does not survive, though. She loses Anders, the son. And then at the end of the first one, you see her. She's told the story, and she's in a spaceship with a collar. You're like, the fuck? And then it pans over to...
That's the part I didn't get.
Another guy with a collar, right?
Right.
You didn't get it even at the end?
So they're all being thought out?
You kind of spend time with them as they're thinking about, or maybe just the story up until there.
Well, so they've been taken from each of their time periods,
yes,
and then saved in a refrigerator somewhere,
yes,
and then
in a cryo capsule, yes.
All right, that's what was going on,
and they're being thought out to battle.
No, I initially thought that was interesting, or at least weird. Where I went, if they're going with this where I think they're going, which they do,
yeah.
I was going, how are they preserving? Like, it's impossible.
Yeah,
but they're going with the tech idea and the freezing.
Yes, and we'll get to that because it adds a whole new thing we did not know that these predators were doing
right
this whole time. So part 2, the sword, Japan, 1600s. This one, I think this is my favorite segment of the whole movie because there's no dialogue in the beginning, and they brilliantly set up the relationship these two brothers, sons of a warlord, have, where they want to help each other, they want to support each other, and then wordlessly he just puts the helmet down and he's like, "You two, you're gonna fight to see who my heir is." And the one kid right away, you can see in his eye, he's like, "I'm not gonna fight you." Just puts it down. It's fantastic. You get him. And then the father is disappointed. And the other kid, you see, he's like, "Oh, I don't want to disappoint him. I don't want to fight my brother. Fuck it, I'm going to fight my brother." And jumps in and engages and kind of defeats him. And then the brother runs away. And all this without dialogue, but you see it in their face exactly what they're thinking. It's fucking fantastic.
I agree. I liked that. I also liked that they found a way, because the easy thing to do would have been, let's just copy the formula we had with the Viking one.
Right.
Where we just show these badass samurai or ninjas killing a bunch of people. But here, they do the whole brother versus brother thing and build a backstory to it.
It's fantastic. So then he runs away. You cut to 20 years later, and the brother who stayed is kind of the warlord's right-hand man, and the other brother is a fucking ninja, which is amazing. and he sneaks back in. I don't know why he snuck back in. Was he planning on just killing his brother? But
Yeah.
I think he was just confronting him. Like,
No, I think he wanted to kill his brother.
To become
Or I don't think he wanted to kill him. I think he wanted to confront him, and because he has a chance to kill him, but he just scratches him with the knife, the sword, the same way.
Yeah.
And he happens to fall down.
That's a great moment.
Well,
too.
like, he was disgraced and he had to leave, so he wanted to come back.
Some closure, maybe, or just kind of
But I guess like him kind of taking down everybody is like proving to his brother that he didn't get the better of him.
Yo, that whole sequence where the guards see him and they're trying to hit the bell and he's got to stop them, several dudes from hitting the bell, was fantastic. Just so well choreographed. Great sequence. Then you get them. He finally confronts his brother. This is an epic fight. The Predator is watching and he cuts his face just like the brother did to him when they were kids. The brother is kind of thrown off a banister and disappears. The Predator thinks the ninja brother, Kenji, has won and attacks him. And this is another fantastic chase scene over the rooftops. Some fucking badass moves, like when he jumps, throws the smoke grenade, jumps, flips, throws 2 knives, crashes through the window.
Okay, now describe the rest of the movie.
Fuck yeah. It's great. It's so great. Okay, and the next thing that happens in minute 27 of this
I was wondering. I normally call him out on this, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let him run. Just
there's so many great things in here.
Describe the entire movie.
Anyways, they gotta team up and they kill this Predator. Right? He's done. What'd you think of that section? Did anybody like that the most? This is my favorite section out of it.
What, the ninja section? I love that one too. The only section I don't recall that well is the dogfight one.
Oh, don't worry, Imran will tell you.
I'll catch you up to speed.
Describe that to me.
Let me comment real quick. And Imran, please don't describe every goddamn scene in the movie. I thought I like of the two. I like the Scandinavian one better, but this was also very good. Yeah, I like the Scandinavian one because of just how vicious the character is with the shield, and it's just seeing the woman do that.
She's badass.
Like, what's cool about these is you got these badass predators.
Yeah.
And maybe they're not so badass, but you always have like one human that's always able to take them down, but they do it in such a creative way that it's almost believable. Almost.
Well, that was the other thing is like all 3 of these predators lose. And I'm like, that's interesting. Where is this going? And then they do make it go somewhere.
Right.
So then part 3 is the bullet dogfight. The plane is called the Bullet. The plane the kid is working on, which is why the section is called the Bullet. And you have a pilot. You just have a spacecraft predator, and he's got this crazy skyhook weapon. And the kid figures it out, and he goes up there. But so everything was the only problem I had with this is everything. It's a cartoon, and it's Predator, and it's sci-fi. It seemed grounded until this kid starts doing Tom Cruise Mission Impossible shit.
Yeah, that was a little odd.
And walking out on the wing of the plane to kick off a engine that's on fire. Like, who's fucking flying this plane? What are you doing? But it's an action movie. It's a cartoon. I'll allow it.
Well, just for some backstory, this kid wanted to be a pilot. He gets drafted into the army. His dad supports him being a pilot or wants him to go in the army and become a man.
Yeah.
Gets in the army. He's not a pilot. He's like a mechanic. But then finds an opportunity to get into the air once he realizes that the alien predator is hunting his fellow soldiers.
Yeah, just to get up there and warn them as they have a dogfight and the predator's watching, and he waits to see what
I did find it a little interesting that they focused on the air fight on this scene.
Yeah.
In this one.
Yeah.
Not because it wasn't good and it was different. Those were good things, but I always assumed that the predator preferred hand-to-hand combat because of the fact that he takes skulls.
Right.
And if you're blowing them out of the air, you can't really skin them and take their skull. But maybe this was a predator that wanted to test his flight capabilities and fighting against the best that humans had.
He fucked around and found out.
He did.
He was just like, all right, I'm going to have a little fun with these guys.
Yeah.
And then they didn't realize that, okay, these motherfuckers can fight back.
I mean, again, I learned how he figures out the temperature thing, right? And they kind of climb to freeze and turn the engine off, and he's actually gets the advantage. He's invisible for a second, takes out one of his fucking engines, and then really brilliant idea to fly into the battle zone and
damage a ship.
Yeah, and then fly out to the battleships, and he takes them down. He figures out a way to use the skyhook in his plane, flooding the engine. The thing is, he learned from his father to swing around and blow him up. And then, so this one ends a little bit differently because we are returned to Torres, and he's back at home in his garage. And then you see a ship come and kind of abduct him. And this gets us into, it's kind of an epilogue, but it's really a fourth act.
Fourth act, yeah.
Where we learn what is the whole gameplay here, Anthony. What are they collecting these people for?
So we learned that in this Predator lore that's being built, the humans that win, or maybe not even the humans, because I think later on we see other alien type creatures.
Yeah.
Anything that can defeat the Predator, that's not the end of it. They come back and they come to get you. But they come to get you because you've earned their respect.
Yep.
To then battle them in combat later on. And in this one, they unfreeze these three characters: the Ursa, the Japanese Kenji, and Torres.
Yeah.
And they put them into a pit to face the King Grendel or the Grendel leader.
Yeah, he's like a warlord.
Ursa says, and basically he wants to test himself.
Yep.
He's got dreads down to his feet, so we know that he's an older, battle-tested guy.
Yeah, he smokes weed.
And him and Imran both smoke weed. That's why he takes long pauses before he speaks. And he basically says, hey, with these collars, so these collars basically
they're translators.
Yeah, they're translators, but they're also devices to blow your head up if you don't comply.
Oh, that's right. There's bombs in them too.
Right. And he tells these three characters, you fight each other. You're three great warriors. You fight each other. Whoever wins gets to fight me.
It's fucked up. Also, the tails.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
His headdress. Those tails are actually xenomorph tail bones.
Oh, no kidding. I didn't notice that. Well, what was cool about this one, and I mean, this was also great, was you have these three characters, all from different times, all that can't speak each other's language, although Torres knows a little Japanese because he's in World War II. Yeah. So they're all in this confusing situation where Ursa wants to kill both of them because that's the order she got, and she's a warrior. She doesn't respect Torres at all. Torres doesn't even want any part of this. He basically wants to escape and get these characters to work together. And Kenji, or Kiyoshi, or is it Kenji? Kenji realizes because of his experience, the only way to take these predators down is to work together.
Yeah.
But he can't communicate that to these.
Yeah, it's great. Yes. And it's just the problem of the language is a huge problem. Torres' plan is good to get to the ship, and he's like, I'll learn how to fly it. And Kenji is trying to get, and she just wants to join Anders, her son, right? She just wants to die to be with her son.
She wants to go to Valhalla.
Yeah. Another little great Easter egg is when they're all given weapons from their time period. Torres gets the 1712 flintlock pistol, which you saw in the second Predator movie, and I believe it was in Prey.
It originated in Prey, but you first see it in the second Predator movie.
So
handed to Harrigan, played by Danny Glover.
Yeah. And Torres is like, this is even from my century. What is this?
I love that he's got to like throw the bullets in there and like all the old school way you would shoot a gun.
Yeah, you got to load the gunpowder and put the fucking bullets, and the bullets go flying. This is not a very efficient weapon, and a big fucking creature comes out, and they do finally kind of work together. Torres gets swallowed. The other two work together to kill the thing, and he comes out.
Maybe a little unbelievable that they kill a thing that big, but
it's huge. But it's fucking dope the way they're climbing on top of him and slicing him up. And I just like that Ursa finally figures out, we got to work together. And then the warlord's about to blow their heads off, but then Torres shows up in a spaceship, in a little speeder. They ride up towards the ship.
Apparently that spaceship has control of the neck collars they have.
Well, no, that was there was an arm inside the creature because he had eaten a predator beforehand. And that predator, there was the predator that's head blew off, or that one looked like the one from the first movie. Also, some people were saying the same kind of predator, but they do eventually fight this warlord, and it's a pretty good fight. And Torres figures out how to get the ship, gets it started, blows the warlord back. Kenji's injured. They're all on the ship, and
Kenji's arm gets taken off.
Oh yes, he throws the spear, ripping Kenji's arm right off. That was fucking crazy. They
Carl Weathers vibes.
Yes. Oh, yeah. They're about to escape, and they get chained with a chain link hook thing, and Ursa's like, you guys go, I got this. She rides the chain back down, destroying it. So how this all ends, they get away, but the warlord is like, let's go hunting, and sends a bunch of ships after them. And Ursa is captured, and then you get a quick post-credit scene where you see Ursa in a cryo chamber being moved, and there's thousands of these, and it stops to focus in on one, and who is it? It's fucking Amber Midthunder, Naru from Prey.
Oh, shit.
In the fucking cryo chamber. Which begs the question, who else is in there? Is fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger's Dutch in there?
They got to have Dutch, and they got to have Harrigan.
Is Harrigan? Is Danny Glover in there?
And they got to have the dude from The Predator.
Adrian Brody?
No, well, Adrian Brody, but they also got to have the dude from the horrible Predator movie that Shane Black did.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what that guy's name was. It's him and fucking Olivia Munn.
Oh, that's right. Olivia Munn and Shane Black. Wasn't Shane Black in the movie too? Just make it Shane Black.
I don't think he was in there. I got to ask a question.
Yeah.
Thanks for narrating this.
Well, Ruggs forgot the movie, so.
Yes, I agree. We had to do that. But I am curious from Ruggs' perspective, what do you think of the way they've expanded the lore? Do you like that they keep the humans and cryo freeze them and pull them out later on to test themselves? Or are you like, that's too much?
I don't know. I mean, I don't hate it. I think it's okay. I mean, I never really thought the Predator really had much backstory or anything so anything is, I don't know. I don't find it offensive yet. I could see where it could get there, but I am curious because the Predator in and of itself is kind of like an oxymoron. It's like this kind of very bestial thing, but it's supposedly very smart,
right,
and advanced,
right.
And so it's like that kind of dichotomy. It's weird. It's like it's very much two different things.
Oh yeah.
So I'm interested in. What are they called? The Yautjas?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's from the books and the comics. They call them the Yautjas.
Yeah.
I don't know if they ever called them that on canon in the movies. But yeah, I agree. It's always, I made the joke earlier, but these Predators are so advanced.
Yeah.
It's so fucking funny that they always get their asses kicked by some human.
They have all this
that has less technology. Like that's always a weird dichotomy, and they're able to somehow pull that off. I really actually like the lore here and what they're adding to it with the humans being captured. I would compare this to, in not the best way. So when Alien added all the Prometheus stuff, to me that's adding to the lore in the wrong way, or at least the way that doesn't connect for me.
Right.
But when I compare it to that, I'm like, this is way better.
Yeah, I like this. And like, if he's doing Badlands, and
it's
that's
a different animal. I mean, pardon the pun, but
it is.
It's like the Predators are clearly a sentient race, so that you can do something like this with.
Right.
Well, whereas the xenomorph is a beast. It's just like this thing. And to try and imbue it with more, you have to kind of go outside of it.
Yeah.
And that's where you get trouble.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, but I love how there's all different kind of Predator designs in here. But like what you said, it was always weird. They're feral and they're animalistic, but they got all this tech and they still get fucking killed. I mean, he had a fucking advanced spaceship, right? And Torres is able to fucking take him out.
Hey, man, if people go hunting for big game, they get killed by the game all the time.
That's true.
Everyone figures out the heat thing and uses it against them. They should probably work on that.
I'm sure that they win more than they lose.
Well, they definitely kill a lot of the people.
That's true.
In each of these scenes, they kill a bunch of people before one gets to them.
That's true.
I think it's a lot of it's they play on the overzealousness in these of the Predators and how confident they are against these people. But I love when they showed Naru, I went the inevitable next step, and I don't know if they could pull dust off the cobwebs on Arnold.
Yeah.
But if this does well enough, especially Badlands,
like an animated Arnold,
would you do it?
I think you do I don't know if you could do the live action Arnold.
Yeah.
But maybe an animated Arnold.
You could have him do the voice and have and he's still young in the animation.
But they would just thaw him out and then put him in the octagon,
right,
or whatever.
I mean, this whole frozen cryo thing is crazy. It just opens up a lot.
What
of
if
potential.
Arnold kills the main king, and then he becomes the king predator.
Oh, he's the warlord predator.
And they rename him. They don't call him Dutch anymore. They go, we are now naming you Conan the Barbarian.
He's just wearing fucking,
and then he's just fucking 8 women predators.
Just predator human hybrids.
He's horny
everywhere.
then.
Yeah. He's like, I've been in the frozen tube for 40 years.
He'll fuck the maid. He'll fuck anyone.
I'll fuck anything that moves. By the way, Fubar season 2 is out, and this show is not good. I wish it was.
Do you, Imran, going to you?
Yeah.
Does this make you more excited for Badlands?
Yeah, I am really curious what he's going to do in Badlands, which I feel is going to be in the future, but it's a similar topic of a predator trying to prove himself. I wonder how they're going to tie this in.
It's going to be a Western.
Well, and then the Wayland Yutani things in that movie. So you have an alien thing you're trying to connect. You have Prey and now trying to, like with Dan Trachtenberg doing Predator and Fede Alvarez maybe doing Alien, like there's some juice. It's finally some good shit in these two franchises. After all this time, it's kind of exciting.
Yeah, I agree. I immediately watched the Badlands trailer right after.
Yeah.
And got more excited. Yeah. I also like that the Badlands trailer, he's trying something different. He's doing this from the Predator perspective.
Oh, right.
And it looks like he's going into the future.
Yeah.
I remember being at Comic-Con and being in the panel for Alien Romulus.
Yeah.
During the panel, Dan Trachtenberg did a little video for the audience and for Fede Alvarez. So what I think is happening with Alien and now the show is, and I think they're going to make probably another Alien. I do agree. I think they're trying to push eventually towards another Alien versus Predator. Maybe not a movie, but like have them exist in the universe together, feature them in like a movie, but not like solely just fighting each other.
Yeah.
I think the Predator side of this is a lot better right now than the Alien side, but we'll see how Alien Earth turns out. I think Romulus we talked about it.
Yep.
Romulus was a little hit or miss.
Yeah.
Whereas I think the Predator stuff right now is better.
Yeah.
And then maybe that's because of what Rug Boy said. Like I think the Predator stuff leads itself to more lore, more opportunities to do things. You can get these different perspectives. You can build on stuff. Whereas the Alien, you have to add things to it. You can't just build on what the Alien personality is.
Nah. Yeah, but like, so they got these two intercrossed alien species movies with Alien and Predator.
Yeah.
And we saw in Badlands that they have like Independence Day aliens and other aliens that whatever. But so that's kind of like another idea. There's another alien race out there that could be just as interesting as these two.
Well, Alien Earth trailer, they mentioned there was 5 different alien species, not xenomorphs. The xenomorph had collected on that ship. So that will be exciting to see how that plays out.
Well, also in the cryo chambers before they show Naru, you can see like an alien type being in one of the cryo.
Oh, yeah.
Not the alien itself, not the xenomorph, but
something similar.
They're definitely very much implying that there's other things that they've hunted that have killed them.
I mean, there's thousands of those fucking things in that shot. It's crazy.
Right.
So Vulcans out there.
They got. I mean, it's exciting. I think Alien Earth is going to be really good too. And
should they do a Predator Alien Spaceballs crossover?
Oh god, yeah. Spaceballs, a spoof movie.
Imagine it was a Star Trek crossover. That would be great.
Yeah, everyone. Everyone wants it to be this cool alien thing, and they don't even go Captain Kirk. They do like Star Trek. Next Generation or something stupid.
Jean-Luc Picard.
I love Picard. It's the wrong
they do Star Trek, the one that was released just on Paramount, CBS Plus.
Oh, that's dog shit.
What? Strange New Worlds is great. I love that show. It's really good. Combine all this shit. Just do it. Put it in a blender.
I like what they're doing. What I like the most about it is it feels to me that Dan Trachtenberg, who's kind of the shepherding this universe and creating a new universe.
Yeah.
I get the sense he really actually likes this shit.
Yeah.
And he wants to build something.
I feel like the Romulans and the Yautja would probably hang out and have beers together.
Not the Klingons, the Romulans. Oh, those are the ones with the stuff on their head.
Well, the Romulans and the Klingons are very similar. So
yeah,
the Klingons definitely.
What was Worf? Worf was
he's a Klingon.
That's a Klingon. Yeah, Klingons and the Predators I could see hanging out together.
Were the Romulans the dude that from The Boys that played the lead Romulan or the bad Romulan in the Star Trek movie? What was that guy's name from The Boys?
Eric Bana played the main Romulan.
Oh, it was Eric Bana. I'm getting him confused with
Carl Urban is in Star Trek, but he
was
Bones. He was Bones. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You're right. I'm getting all this fucking confused.
Carl Urban's been everything. All right, Anthony, give me final thoughts. Give me a number. Maybe rate it, rank it.
Wow, rank it. Wow.
Yeah.
I initially had this as an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'm going to go lean a little bit higher. I'm going to go 8.5 out of 10.
Whoa.
I thought this was fantastic. I had a really good time with it.
Yeah.
I always have a little bit of trouble comparing animated movies to live action just because there's so much you can do in an animated film. But I would say probably up, third, maybe second.
Mm-hmm.
The original Predator is always going to be the OG.
Yep.
I have Prey up there.
Yep.
And then I'd probably put this as the third.
Yeah.
I personally enjoy Predators and Predator 2, so both of those would be right next, and then it just gets to become dog shit after that. The Predator is one of the worst movies ever.
Yeah.
And the AVP films, especially Requiem, are some of the worst movies ever.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about the
I
Predator.
completely agree with Anthony.
Yeah.
Except I would take my score down to an 8.
8.
Because I fell asleep. I forgot the last act of the whole thing. I'm like, if it's not that memorable, why didn't I remember it?
Son of a bitch.
Do you like, real quick, side question, Predator 2, yes or no, fan?
I haven't seen it in a while.
I haven't seen it in a while either. I need to watch it again.
I think it was disappointing to people at the time, but if you go back and watch it, I think it's pretty decent.
I think
it's a good early 90s action movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it could be fun.
You got, what's his name? You got
Gary Busey.
Gary Busey.
Busey's in there.
Danny Glover. You
got Game Over Man, but he doesn't say that line.
Bill Paxton's
in it. Just some good shit.
It's very much of its time. I need to watch that one again. But
I gotta check that one out.
Man, I almost want to give this a 9, 8.5, 9. I'll give it a 9. But I agree with your top 3. I think the first one is going to be my favorite, and this is as good as Prey. I thought I enjoyed it as much as Prey. Those will both be 9s, and Prey's really good. And after that, I mean, the second one I need to watch again, and then I didn't really remember some of the other ones. The Adrian Brody ones, okay.
I don't remember that one either.
Yeah.
You got Adrian Brody doing his best Arnold impersonation.
There's a bunch of it seemed a lot like the first Predator movie.
Yeah. But the first one's fantastic.
There was more than one Predator. There was a bunch of Predators.
Yeah.
Maybe Jesse Ventura's in those cryo capsules also. Put them all in there. Bring them all back.
He died.
Oh, he died. Well, yeah, he died. They could fix him. They're aliens. They're predators. Just fix them. All right, let's do some news from the nation. It's time for news from the nation. It's time for news from the nation.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
Couple of comments about Predator, killer of killers. Rick Martinez just says,
I fucking loved it.
Highly recommended. He says, important mid-end credit scene that shows up quickly. Make sure you do not switch off when the main title shows up at the end. Justin Werner says, loved it. Actually gives me hope for Predator Badlands. Yes, indeed. And then Blake Braden says, I love what Hulu has done with the Predator franchise. First with Prey, now with this, and then Badlands going futuristic. Placing it during modern times hasn't worked. Instead, let's place them during different various historical influences and see how conflict is worked out. I'm kind of happy they didn't do like a time travel thing.
Yeah, Predator versus Jesus.
Yeah, well, it ends up they do that. He's frozen in there. Somebody AI that video. I think we can make that.
You know what
happen.
I just thought of?
Yeah.
Like in those cryo chambers, Beowulf could be in one of them.
Oh,
he killed the Grendel too.
He killed the Grendel King. Oh, you could have those characters in there. God, who else is in there? But I like that it's cryo stuff and not time travel, I guess. It's just
definitely Jesus is going.
Jesus is somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Jesus was a brawler.
Imagine
Finally, what?
He said he went on his own for a while, and then he came back and he was like ready to throw down. So maybe he fought a predator in the desert.
I think he did. I think he did and survived.
That's like one of those Lincoln versus Vampire stories movies.
That should be Mel Gibson's next movie, Passion of the Christ sequel, where he fights fucking predator. It'd be amazing.
Yeah,
Mel can make it happen. Okay,
it's time.
It's time for it to happen, just like it's time for Naked Gun to come back. Let's finish with some What Are We Watching Rugs. Anthony.
Wait, Rugs or Anthony?
I'm going to start Anthony first. Get you out of the way. Alaho, have you watched anything this week?
No, I was going to watch Materialists this past weekend, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. I didn't have a lot of time to watch much of anything because I had some coworkers in town Wednesday, Thursday.
Oh.
Went out then. Friday, I had a dinner, an omakase dinner, which was really nice. And then Saturday, I had another night out. So I'm actually sick right now because I was out 4 nights in a row.
Oh, man.
And if you're out 4 nights in a row after 3 months of not drinking, your body is just not going to respond well to that.
God.
So I do plan to watch.
Hates you now.
It hates me. It hates me. I need to go on another break. But I will be watching Materialist this week.
I'm curious what you think after watching Past Lives, and then she gets the second movie. I'm very interested.
Yep.
Rugs.
Nothing on my end. Go
That's
ahead.
it. Okay, Rugs, what do you got?
I watched a bunch of movies.
Whoa.
But the ones that stand out that I want to tell you about is Novocaine.
I watched that.
It was okay.
Jack Quaid. It's all right.
It's all right. It's a movie. It has some moments that are funny. It is comedy.
Did the twist? Did you like the twist of the girlfriend?
Amber Midthunder, who was in Prey, is in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. It was a twist. It was fine. I wasn't expecting it, but when it came, I was like, okay, it makes sense.
I wish they did more with his like not being able to feel pain kind of condition.
Darkman did it better.
Yeah, but at the end, like the killing blow, how that happens is pretty crazy and gruesome. It looks very CG, but I was like, all right, it's okay.
Yeah, it could have been better. It was kind of a low budget, not low budget where it's like it looked really bad, but they can only do so much with it.
Yeah.
Then I watched another movie that's on Prime called Abigail.
Oh yeah.
Which has a pretty stacked cast.
Yeah.
It's got Giancarlo Esposito. It's got the girl with the big teeth that played Ant-Man's daughter.
Mr. Ed.
Anthony Newton. It's got Kevin Durant, Dan Stevens, Melissa Barrera.
Yeah. So who's being thrown around for the new Wonder Woman for some reason? I've heard her name bandied about. It was pretty good. I'm not saying it's great. I'm just saying I enjoyed it. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. I thought but it's a fun movie. It's not a good movie. It's more of a fun movie.
Okay. I've heard good things about it.
It's just fun. Like, it's not like a good movie where like, you're like, oh, that was amazing. Like, storytelling or whatever. It's just a girl vampire killing a bunch of other people and they don't know what's going on. I don't want to give too much away, but, these guys kidnapped this girl thinking they're going to get ransom.
Right.
But
it's in the trailer and she turns out to be a vampire.
She's a vampire. Yeah. And so she starts fucking them up and they have to now like figure out how to survive, how to get the fuck out of where they are. But she's trapped them in there because she's just bored and wants to fuck with them. And it was fun. There were some fun moments in it.
Would you recommend?
I would say not a strong recommend, but I could definitely say I would think that most people would think it's fun.
Wait, back to that Wonder Woman casting real quick.
Yeah.
How about these names? I've seen these 4 names. Melissa Barrera, you just said. Ana de Armas.
Right.
Adria Arjona, who's Bix on Andor.
Right.
Isa Gonzalez, who was in that Found.
I would go Isa Gonzalez.
You go Isa Gonzalez?
Absolutely.
I don't mind the Adria Arjona or even Ana de Armas. Maybe.
No, I would. Ana de Armas is too small.
Melissa Barrera, you put her in some boots.
And then there's the girl from Fubar that's being talked about a lot too.
Who is that? Melissa Barrera is not a bad.
Arnold's daughter in
not his actual. Monica Barbaro.
Yeah, Monica Barbaro. They're talking about her too.
Anthony, who would you cast as Wonder Woman?
Who?
Wonder Woman. The new Wonder Woman.
Isa Gonzalez.
Anna de Armas.
Anna de Armas, okay.
Adria Arjona.
I have to look up who these people are. Adria Arjona.
Yeah, she was in Andor. She was Bix in Andor that you didn't finish.
Isa Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Okay, why are we... Okay, keep going.
Melissa Barrera.
Okay.
Or Monica Barbaro.
Melissa Barrera. Okay. Monica Barbaro.
What is that, 4 or 5 people? Those 5 names?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know why we're doing Hispanic for 4 out of 5.
These are the names that have come up a lot in rumors.
I mean, I guess I don't have a problem with Hispanic people playing one. It's just a little different.
I mean,
I guess the mascara is not really. It's just kind of ambiguous.
Yeah,
it's Amazonian. What does that even mean?
Right.
Well, you talk about Turkey. That's what it.
Is that what they're talking about?
Well, the Amazons were Thracian or somewhere in that area.
Like, wouldn't she have kind of olive skin more than?
And
like,
she would be
Caucasian
probably
skin.
from Turkey there's like a stretch between Turkey and Greece. So
I mean, you had Gal Gadot, who's Israeli, and forced everyone to do Israeli accents because she can't do any other accent.
That's funny. Yeah. I guess whatever. I'm Isa Gonzalez and Adria Arjona. I swear I thought these were the same person.
They are very similar looking. Yes, they are very similar looking.
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, I don't know. I don't have a strong preference either way, but all I'll say is I always picture a Wonder Woman that I would personally like to have sex with and not kick out of bed for eating cookies.
Yeah.
And all these ladies fit the bill. So
they do. But do you need like a tall Amazonian, or can you
I would like that.
Or
I would prefer. You would want, at least for Gal Gadot, even though she wasn't very built, she had a long, lanky build, and I think you need someone that has some sort of physical presence besides just being fun, good to look at.
Yeah, you need to have that presence. You need to be able to feel like, oh, this is not just a regular girl.
Right.
This is Wonder Woman. This is like, she doesn't have to be like 6'4", but she has to be at least, I would say 5'9".
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, you can put boots on her though, right? You can put lifts. I like Anna de Armas and ballerina. I was like, oh man, I can see you doing it.
No, I don't. I don't know. I don't know. She's
mad. Yeah. No. All right, we'll see. We'll see who he picks.
She seems too gentle. You need somebody that's just a little bit more of an edge to her. Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of candidates. It'll be interesting to see who they pick. I just got 2 things I wanted to mention. I watched this movie Presents on Hulu. Keegan had recommended it. He said he watched it. It's a horror movie. It's short, and essentially it's about a house and a family that moves into this house. But when the movie starts, your point of view is like this floating camera, first person point of view. Right? And the movie starts in this house and it's empty.
You're
and
the
it's
ghost.
Dark. The whole movie is kind of told from the perspective of the presence. So the sequences are these shots that are first person point of view shots following this family around, and then it will just cut to black, and then it'll pick up later. The family is interesting. Lucy Liu is the mom. There's 2 teenage kids. The daughter kind of is open to some of these things and feels the presence. She had a friend of hers die recently. She thinks it's her that's here, but it's really well done. It's Steven Soderbergh directed it, written by David Kiep. It's not your usual ghost movie. It is literally a ghost movie told from the point of view of the presence in the house. Very clever. I thought it was very good. And it's not that long.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I also saw another movie.
What's
Speaking of David Koepp.
Yeah.
I watched Black Bag.
Oh, I've been meaning to watch that. Is that good?
I watched that. I watched it. What'd you think?
Is this Soderbergh?
Yes.
It was also Soderbergh.
Yes. And David
Koepp.
and Koepp writing.
It was okay.
It was okay.
It was all right.
What's the quick premise?
Husband and wife are both spies, and basically they've kind of alluded that there's a trust issue, and that leads them to start spying on each other a little bit. But you don't know exactly what's going to happen. It kind of twists and turns around. But it was good. It was a good kind of, it could almost be a play.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like a stage play. It could have been.
Yeah.
So it's not like a big movie. It's not a big like James Bond type movie. It's more like it's a lot of dialogue. So, but it is good. So
David Koepp also wrote Jurassic World Rebirth, and he wrote the original Jurassic World. He's written a bunch of good things.
He wrote Spider-Man or something like that.
He wrote Spider-Man. He wrote Mission Impossible, Stir of Echoes, Kevin Bacon, good movie. He's not bad. He's a good writer. And then the other thing I randomly watched is this new movie on Amazon called Deep Cover. It is not the 1992 Deep Cover with Lawrence Fishburne and fucking Jeff Goldblum with the amazing Snoop Dogg song Deep Cover. That was like the first Snoop song. 187 on an Undercover Cop. No, this one is a ridiculous action comedy starring Bryce Dallas Howard, Orlando Bloom, and Nick Mohammed, who played Nate on Ted Lasso. He's real funny.
You watch it because Nick Mohammed is in it.
You know what? I don't know why I turned this on.
I looked at that and I was like, I am not watching this movie.
I'll tell you what. I knew what I was getting into. I was like, oh, let me look at this shitty fucking Amazon comedy. Bryce Dallas Howard. It was actually kind of funny. Nick Mohammed is really funny. I'll tell you what. It's better than fucking Argyle. I thought this movie was better than Argyle. It's a ridiculous premise. Bryce Dallas Howard she teaches an improv class, and a cop approaches them and wants them to form a team of improvers to go undercover in London's criminal underworld. And it's all shot in the UK. And it's a completely ridiculous premise. They initially are just going to buy some like unregulated cigarettes from a guy, and they stumble into like a whole drug deal. It's fucking ridiculous. But I laughed a couple of times, and I was like, for a movie that I have to pay, it was just on, it's an hour, 40 minutes. I was like, it's all right. Bryce Dallas Howard actually was pretty good. And she was better in this than Argyle, which I was like, this is better than Argyle, for fuck's sake. So
that's a very low bar, but
it's a low bar. If you're just looking for just like a fun comedy,
okay,
I thought it was pretty funny.
Okay.
Orlando Bloom is like an improv guy who always wants to add backstory to his character where it's completely unnecessary. And then Nick Mohammed's character is just not good at improv and fucks everything up. And there's your dynamic. And I was like, it's all right. It made me laugh. But I also recommend the 1992 Deep Cover. That's also a fucking fantastic crime action movie. Anyways, that's it. That's it for this week, fellas. Ruggs, where can the listener find you online?
Rug Boy Show.
Oh,
that's what it is.
That's where it is.
That's what it is.
On X. And Anthony, it'll be at the Alamo. It'll be
this week?
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah. I gotta rest up, but I do plan to be at the Alamo on Friday night to watch this movie, Materialist.
Feel better? I hope you make it.
I'm also beginning rehab this week if I feel better.
Oh God, is that a movie? No. Well, no, it's actual. Okay.
Yeah.
They show movies in rehab.
Not for drug addiction, for tearing my shoulder. I don't know if I told the story on this.
Oh, that rehab. That's right. Oh yeah. How is your shoulder? Does it hurt still?
Yeah, I need rehab, but it just tore a small tear in my shoulder, so I don't need surgery.
You meant physical therapy.
Oh, you got it all checked out? MRI
and all that. MRIs for the listeners out there. MRIs are not fun. Would highly recommend never getting an MRI if you don't need to,
or at least know what you're going into beforehand.
Yeah, exactly.
Which Anthony did not, and it's pretty jarring.
They put you in a really tight one.
They put you in a coffin. Yeah, I mean they put you in one where the thing is freaking 5 inches away from your face, and you're strapped down like you're a psych in the psych ward.
Yeah, I hate those things. It's
not
fun.
Listen,
it was not fun.
You just got.
I'm not normally claustrophobic, but that moment,
that'll get.
I wanted to get the fuck out.
It gets progressively worse. So my recommendation is get some Xanax.
You just gotta close your eyes and go to your happy place.
They said to me, "You can fall asleep in there," and I was like, "Are you nuts? What are you talking about falling asleep? I don't even know what this is. What are you telling me? I'm gonna fall and sleep in here?
I'm falling asleep in this coffin. What are you doing? It's harmless. It's fine. It's just loud noises and tight tube. There you go.
And you're strapped down and you can't move.
Oh, that's right. And you can't move or you fuck up the scan and you gotta redo it.
You gotta redo it. Exactly.
Yeah, that's a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I hate that.
It's a little nerve-wracking. All right, everybody, MRIs for everyone this week.
You get an MRI.
You get an MRI. In the meantime, check out our website, jockandnerd.com, or the episode description for links on how to support the show, how to get in touch, send us your comments. Thank you for listening to the Jock and Nerd Podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the nerd.
We'll peep you next time.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's really good.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
I like turtles.
Jock and Nerd.